We good. All right. All right, cook. Let's do it. All right, man. All right, just start with your name first of all.
My name is Erwin Jonathan Simmons.
Erwin Jonathan Simmons. What they call you?
Well, you know, my friends and stuff, relatives and stuff, they call me Mookie, the twin. I came up in the household with my brother, my sister, and my mom.
Okay, was your dad around?
No.
No? Gotcha. What was your dad? Do you know where he was at?
Well, I knew where he was,
Yeah.
but he wasn't with us.
You said you grew up in the projects. Which project you grew up in?
I grew up in a project called Page Projects in Bradenton, Manatee County.
Gotcha. And what was that environment like?
Well, you know, the project is what it is. You know, it's a little rough. It's it's I mean, it's the struggle. You know.
Yeah.
Earlier, you know, back when we were younger, you know, I go out and you know we play with the kids, you know, in the neighborhood or whatnot. But my mom was real skeptical about that because, you know, we were in the projects, you know,
Sure,
and
yeah.
you know, and you have friends one day, the next day you're fighting, and you got people selling dope right here, and you know, it's you know you're surrounded by crime. So she kind of rather kept us close. But that not having a dad around though, I think that's a really big key pointer, really big touchy subject on the problems that a lot of the young you got today. Is just not having even the girls too, yeah, not having parents, not having both of their parents, you know what I'm saying, in their life. Just not being able to have or limited means, you know, and stuff like that, you know, and I resorted, you know, to a life of crime to try to make things easier, you know what I'm saying, for myself, make things easier for my family, you know, and stuff, you know, just looking at the struggle, just looking at things and stuff, I know that things could be better.
Yeah.
Coming up in the project is not nothing that'll be a surprise to you, you know, or hey, you know, I might end up, you know, might selling some dope one day, or I might try to make some money selling dope, you know, because you see it on an everyday basis. And the ones that really influence you is the ones that, you know, you see coming by with the nice cars and the nice big rims and stuff and the nice cell phones and stuff. And you look at guys like that and you say to yourself, like, wow, like, he don't look like he have any problems. He don't look like he have any worries in life. Like, you know, like, but then you take a deeper look into, you know, people like him and what they're doing and the things that they're doing to what it seems like to make their life easier for them. And you indulge in it. And that's what I did. When I first started selling dope, we were both working these summer jobs, and somehow I got fired off of mine, and I thought the job was boring or whatnot, and I really didn't have any interest in it. But you know, my brother, he stuck with his summer job. He kept, you know, working, doing the right thing or whatnot. And at that time, I was already my ears and my eyes was already headed toward the streets then. And you know, and after a while, after I got out there, I persuaded him to come right in with me, you know, like, bro, you know, we don't, you know, you don't need this job. Like, you know, like, come on out here with me. You know what I'm saying? You know, really wanted him to be like me because I had done really messed up. I don't even think I ate. I think he was ordering pizza. My brother was ordering pizza, but I didn't even wait for the pizza to get there because I was so eager and I was so anxious about the money I was going to miss because I'm not out there now. I've come back to the house. So, you know, my brother, he was telling me, well, let's just take it in for the night. You know, we don't made enough money. You know, we're good. But, you know, it's the greed in me. And, you know, and I'm telling him, no, bro, no. I got to go on back out here. It's still early. The night's still young, you know, and we can still make a lot of more money. Just so happens that he didn't want me to go by myself, because I was going whether he was say, I'm finna hang it up, I'm through for the day. I was going anyway. So we're leaning on a old car that's, it's abandoned on the side of the road, just left there. So, we just leaning up against it. So we say, come on, let's go down here and see what she wants. And so we started walking. And as we walking, I'm walking with my head down, and I'm talking to him about, stuff, any old thing. And I heard some tires, like loud screeching tires, like rubber burning, and when I looked up, he was right in my face, like right at like point blank. And I'm like, wow. And my brother, it scared him, so he turned and took off. But then the guy shot at him like 4 times, boom, 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 boom. I'm like, oh my God. At this time, he's already made me get on the ground. So I'm on the ground, and I'm looking at all of this take place. I see my brother run off. I see him bend in the corner. I reach in my pockets. He's like, give me everything you got. Give me everything you got. So I reach in my pockets and I give it to him, smart thing to do, not knowing in a million years that he was going to shoot me. Just before he was getting ready to go and open the door back to get back in the car, he turned right around and shot me in the back. Like, I felt this burning sensation instantaneously. And for a moment, I want to say I jumped up off the ground, but then I fell back down immediately. At the instant that he shot me, my legs was gone. My legs were gone then, like right then. They were gone. And then, my brother, he heard the gunshots and stuff. He come back around the corner, and he's like, bro, you okay? You okay? He was like, come on, get up. Let's go home. Let's go home. And, bro, I told him, I was like, you know what, bro, they just shot me in the back. Like, I can't walk. And oh, man, he just lost it out there. When you're a teenager, you tend to have a hot head. You tend to think you know it all. You're your own man. Can't nobody tell you anything. You tend to do what you want to do. You tend to make your own rules. Looking back, me and my brother, we used to really like basketball and, stuff like that there, and then just looking back, and I don't look back a lot of times and I don't say it to myself that we'd have just tucked it straight and narrow, you know what I'm saying? We'd have just stayed in school, maybe been ball players, and, or something like that, or just having somebody positive in our life, positive structure or whatnot, maybe this wouldn't have happened. At the age of 18, when this happened, I decided to sell drugs at like the age of 16, and at the age of 18, this was my situation.
Gotcha. That's crazy, man. So, knowing what you know now, like, what kind of suggestions would you have for like kids coming up in impoverished areas?
I would tell the kids to stay in school, to get an education, especially the kids that's in poverty-stricken areas. That I tell them that I know it's hard. 9 times out of 10, you probably got a single mom, but listen to what she tells you. Listen to everything she tells you, and go to school and try to make good grades and stuff. So you can get that nice scholarship to be, the next dentist or the next engineer, you know what I'm saying, or anything, anything, something prosperous,
When you came up, what did you want to be? Like, what was your big thing you had wanted?
I want to play basketball.
Really?
Yeah.
Football,
Yeah, I want to play basketball.
Gotcha. All right, let's see. Man, I think we covered mostly everything.
Men in the Making is a progressive initiative designed to aid young men ages 8 to 18 and usher them into manhood. During our time with the young men, we teach them things like life skills, interview skills, and things that will help them to be successful.
feel like it would have been a lot better to have, you know, a father figure around and just that structural base, you know what I'm saying, to keep you intact with moral values and stuff, you know, and to keep you out of trouble.